Everybody's Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit. And I was going to make an enormous bearable bee out of this. And then I started looking at it and I had another idea. This is a standard size mini. Let's look at a standard size mini next to this. I just don't feel like that should have been a bearable bee. This needs to be an enormous force of nature. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Let's start with a dark brown. This is just a toy bear I got somewhere. I don't know where. Could be from one of those little bins at a dollar store or wherever. I might have inherited it from my little boys. I just don't know. But it's just a big toy bear. Could be a bearable bee, but I thought he'd be better suited as something else. So I'm painting all of him brown first. I'm going to do the base too. Do it all in brown. And I don't care if it's exactly perfect, but ballpark. If you're looking for perfection, I have two things to say. Perfection is not a prerequisite of a good craft. And two, if you're looking for perfect, wrong channel. Go talk to one of the professionals at one of the other channels. Maybe you can give them $1. Buy them a coffee. I think it is amazing. I know I joke and say stuff about people that get paid to do YouTube, and that's not a bad thing. That is a form of income. You know what I mean? That is a job. It's a legitimate. You're putting effort in. You're creating a product and you're selling it. I'm not belittling that. I do belittle the people that aren't creating the content to generate that and then cry about it. And I don't know who is and is not legitimately crying or has a real complaint. I don't know. I don't study it. I don't know enough about it. But I have opinions anyways, because I'm a person, and that's what we do. We have opinions. And I could be wrong. And keep that in mind. I'm wrong a lot. Yeah, really, me. Believe it or not. I make mistakes. It's crazy. But anyways, I'm amazed that people learn to generate a lifestyle. Where's that rest of that wash I had? Let me pour that back in the container and use that plastic thing. There we go. But I am legitimately amazed that some people create such good content that they make a living doing this. Now, I know a lot of people try and fail, and I understand completely. This is a lot of work, even just what I do, which is just being silly in my basement hanging out. I'm in my shop down here, and I am not a pro by any means. I'm just a dude, you know what I mean, like most of you. I'm not a professional. But I enjoy doing it. I have fun, and I didn't really watch a lot of YouTubers. I didn't realize there was such a presence when I started. Now I realize there's quite a presence. A lot more of a presence than I imagined. And that's actually amazing to me. I'm truly, truly astounded at how many people are making D&D and tabletop content, whether it be... I always knew there was a lot of Warhammer stuff. I always saw it, but I don't really play Warhammer. And I don't see enough non-D&D stuff. Like, most of the content I find says D&D. And I have tagged some of my videos, and I use, like, D&D and Warhammer and stuff. I kind of quit, because it felt like it was dishonest. Because I'm not gearing you for D&D. I'm gearing you just to have tabletop adventures in general. It's not D&D specific, so I don't want to say D&D in all my tags. Now, you could use any of this stuff for D&D, don't get me wrong. But considering that Hasbro treats people like crap and I won't spend money there, I don't want to, like, advertise that this is for D&D and then, you know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like that's hypocritical, so I don't really do it. And I know it would probably be good for my channel, and it would probably make the algorithm happy, or at least some of the algorithm gods would be happy. But it's just not my way, guys. I'm not that dude. And, for those of you who want to see the channel grow and get bigger, I thank you for that. But it's just what you have to do that. They're sending me recommendations of using AI pictures for my videos, and they asked me if I want them to generate a title for my video today. I'm not joking. It asked me if I wanted to generate a title. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. No, I do not want you to generate a title, because how will you know what I'm making? How would you know that I was making a creature called the Long Walker? Now, if Seawolf's Den, Craft and Ron, if Dave O'Gara, Miniature Mashup, or Dungeons and Discourse release a video, I'm going to watch it 90% of the time. If Professor Dungeon Master, Dungeon Craft, makes a video, chances are, if I see it pop up, I'm not going to look for one, but if I see it pop up, I'm going to watch it. I actually used to be a Patreon of his for a short while, but I just, honestly, I think it was more the YouTube algorithm than him after watching some more videos, but I wasn't seeing any content I enjoyed. But now I'm hearing that it's not him, it's like a YouTube problem. So I'll probably go back and try to look up some of his stuff and see what he's getting into, because I was entertained by the guy. But YouTube didn't want me to watch him. They were hiding it. So I'm just getting this green here. I'm going across. And I need some more of it. Let me see if I can get some over here. All right, we're going to dry that off and do that again with the same green. Because when I said I wanted to be a force of nature, I meant it. I want that brown showing underneath. Pretty good. All right, I'm going to get rid of that brush. I'm going to go to a smaller brush. I'm going to use a lighter green to lighten that up. So I'm going to get my dark, a little bit of light. I'm going to lighten it up right to where I want it. About like that. And I'm lightening that up again. I'm taking a lot of that off the brush. Okay. Getting a small brush and my favorite color in the whole world, pavement. I'm going to do his little nails in pavement. I'm going to do his teeth. His nose. And the pads of his hands. And the bottom side of those claws. Okay. Solder gun him again. Getting a very small, crappy brush. I'm drag that along those nails just ever so slightly. Just hitting the edges of those teeth right on the tip of his nose. I want those to look kind of like stone. Now for his eyes, I'm going to get black. Maybe. I'm going to get my small brush I had. Not small, my wide brush I had. I'm going to paint up the ground a little bit. Okay. Now usually when I use glue, I use clear glue and no paint in my brush. But for a little bit of this here, we can put some paint on it in it. It won't matter too much. Now I'm going to get some of that Spanish moss stuff. I'm going to get my super glue. And I'm just going to get a couple pieces of this. And I'm going to drape it in places where it'll stick and hang okay. Like over his arm right there. And across his back right here. I'm going to get kind of a longer one. And run it down the length of his back. And to get it started, I'm going to get a dab of glue there first. Kind of get it in place. Oops. Well, you don't have much time to work with it. That one's lost. No problem. We'll grab another one. Yeah, you don't have much time to work with it. Once that glue starts sizzling on that mini, it's kind of the end of your time to play. We're going to get this larger tuft here. Mount it to the chest. Okay. Then we're going to let all that kind of sit. And then we'll clear coat it. Let's come back and do some more work on that grass though. And we dropped some super glue on here, so we got to be careful. I have this brand new pack of clump foliage over here. Steal some of that and make some bushes. So for my first bush, something like that. Push it down on there, push it hard, get it to stick, let it pop up. That's not a very good piece. There we go. Remember I said I wanted it to be a force of nature. I meant that. Okay, let's get that wide brush again real quick. Dry it off pretty well. Get some of that green paint. Let's just come back in here. Work on a little bit of that ground cover. Now it's a force of nature. Let's paint around the edge. Let's do a black line around the edge and call it a win. We could do some other colors on here. We could add more foliage and stuff. I don't see the need. Now you see a lot of that shiny from the super glue, because super glue dries super glossy. Let that dry all the way. Put it in front of a fan or let it sit for a while. And then come back and clear coat this, and that'll deal with some of that shine, some of that gloss. Now after doing this, I do realize I want a little bit of red on there, so I am going to put one more piece of clump on there, and that one more piece of clump is going to be some of that orangey red stuff I use. It's just the same kind of floral moss. Light green, dark green, red. And I just want to get a little piece of this. I'm almost out of this red. I went to go buy some. I didn't find any. Mrs. Doom sent me a picture of something similar, but it's not the same stuff. I don't know what this stuff's exactly called. We'll fluff that back up some. And look what I did, like a dumbass. I touched my black paint. I'm just going to use a damp brush. Come back around and touch up anywhere I bumped onto the black. Clean that up. Alright, so there's my force of nature. You could do this with any kind of animal toy, I suppose. But I saw this bear and thought he couldn't just be a bearable bee. He had to be something normal. Let's look at it one more time next to a miniature. This is like a WizKids miniature. I use it for like scaling reasons because it's not a very good mini. But there you go. That's the force of nature. So anyways, please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell icon, and all that happy crappy, leaving comments and such that pleases the YouTube algorithm gods. And come to the Discord, hang out with us. We're playing the Quinfall right now. It's pretty fun. You can jump in with us anytime you'd like. Also, we are currently about to put a sale up on the website, so check that out. Buy some miniatures. Not these miniatures, real Dungeon Swag miniatures. And otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.